You were told Stoicism would help you in love. Read Marcus Aurelius. Control your reactions. Accept what you cannot control. Stop being needy, detach, calm down, be rational. And yet, here you are, still spiraling when someone pulls away, still obsessing over silence, still replaying texts, still bargaining with mixed signals, still trying to become stoic on top of a body that feels like it is on fire. So let's say the thing the Stoic lane has refused to say clearly. For anxious attachment, Stoicism often fails in its current form, not because Stoicism is weak, because the delivery system is incomplete. The philosophy is not the problem. The protocol is missing. And until you understand that, you will keep blaming yourself for a structural failure. Here is the fracture. Anxious attachment is not just a thought problem. It is not just poor self-esteem. It is not just wanting reassurance too much. It is not even just a bad dating pattern. It is a nervous system event. When someone you care about changes their tone, goes distant, delays a reply, becomes ambiguous, or emotionally withdraws, your body does not experience that as a mild inconvenience. It experiences it as danger. Your chest tightens. Your mind accelerates. Your stomach knots. Your focus collapses. Your entire body starts trying to solve the threat. And in that moment, all the elegant Stoic content you consumed gets blown off the table by one ancient biological fact. The body always speaks louder than the quote. That is why people can know Stoicism intellectually and still completely unravel in relationships. Because once attachment panic begins, the amygdala is driving and the prefrontal cortex is no longer in command. So when the lane tells a dysregulated person to control your judgments, what it is really doing is handing software to hardware that is already overheating. The instruction may be true. The timing is wrong. That is the missing protocol. You cannot top down your way out of a bottom-up alarm state. And this is where quote culture has done real damage. Not because the quotes are false, because they are being delivered as if recognition equals regulation. It does not. Recognizing that you should not chase does not stop your chest from tightening. Recognizing that their behavior is outside your control does not stop the panic from flooding your body. Recognizing that you should detach does not regulate the survival chemistry when the bond feels threatened. So what happens? People start believing one of two lies. Lie number one, I guess I just need more Stoicism. No, you probably do not need more content. You need the missing hardware layer. Lie number two, I guess I'm broken. No, you are not broken either. You are running a pattern. And the pattern has a name, the oscillator. The oscillator is the person whose body swings between craving and self-protection. Between, please don't leave, and I'll shut down before you can hurt me. Between attachment hunger and defensive withdrawal. Between obsession and armor. That is why the same kind of relationship pain keeps repeating. The face changes, the loop stays. And once you understand that, a lot of your romantic history stops looking like fate and starts looking like an unregulated nervous system, replaying the same survival script. This is also why the ancient Stoics matter more than the current lane has explained. Because the ancients were not trying to decorate their minds with elegant ideas. They were trying to remain governed under pressure. War, exile, political instability, pain, loss, betrayal, danger, humiliation, uncertainty. That is the world Stoicism was forged in. It was not built as aesthetic self-help. It was built as an operating system under unstable conditions. But in modern content culture, that operating system got flattened into quotes, listicles, panels, and inspiration. Useful? Sometimes. Sufficient for anxious attachment? No, because the person with anxious attachment does not mainly need another explanation. They need a protocol. They need a way to interrupt the panic before it becomes behavior. They need a way to regulate the body when the silence hits. They need a way to stop treating attachment threat like proof that love is real. They need a way to stop confusing activation with intimacy. That is why the Stoic quotient exists. Not to give you more decorative stoicism. Not to help you sound wiser while the same relationship loop keeps bleeding you out. But to build Stoicism 2.0. Nervous system first. State before logic. Diagnosis before doctrine. That starts with the audit. Because until you know which leak is running your system, you are still guessing. The oscillator, the dopamine zombie. The fawn. 3 patterns. 3 different leaks. 3 different repair paths. And if your result is the oscillator, then the next step is not more theory. It is the blueprint, not as a product pitch. As a repair protocol. A way to stop trying to philosophize over a body in panic. A way to stop mistaking the same wound for a new soulmate. A way to finally close the distance between what you know and what your nervous system can actually execute when life presses on the bond. So here is the real question. How long are you going to keep calling this love when your body has only ever experienced it as alarm? How long are you going to keep calling it my type when it is clearly your pattern? And how long are you going to keep consuming content that explains the wound without ever installing the mechanism to change it? It costs nothing to find out what's broken. Send us your comments for your free nervous system audit. We'll diagnose the leak. You decide if you want the blueprint to fix it.